I'm going to show you how to make a colour pop photograph. A colour pop photograph is largely a black and white picture where an item within the photograph, such as a red telephone box or a post box, will be in colour. So first thing we need to do is to upload to Photopea a colour photo. So if I go to File, I go to Open, and I'm going to try to find my daffodil from earlier on, from a previous lesson. So I'm uploading that. And what I'm going to try to do is to make the whole photo black and white, but make just the daffodil flower head pop in colour. So on the right hand side here, you have the layer menu. At the moment there's just the one layer, and that's called background. What we need to do first is to go to Layer, and we go to Duplicate Layer. And you will see that we have background copy here. I can double click on it and rename it. So if I put colour layer, sorry, black and white layer, because I'm going to make it black and white, black and white layer, then that just gives me a little signpost as to what it is. So two colours here, two layers rather. I can turn one off, but they look identical at the moment. What I'm going to do with this top layer is make sure I'm clicked on it. I am then going to go to Image, Adjustments, and Hue and Saturation. And that's going to slide it out of the way. And saturation is the amount of colour that is in the photograph. So I'm going to reduce that down to 0, thereby draining all the colour out of the photograph. I'm going to click on OK. So if I turn off the black and white layer, you can see the colour one below. And turn it back on, and it goes back to black and white. I could also at this stage adjust some of the layers, some of the contrasts and levels, as I've done in previous videos. So what I'm going to do now, I need to rub out this area here around the flower head. So I need to go to the brush, hold it down, and I need to go to the eraser tool. And the eraser tool, I need to make, there's a pull down menu here. I'm going to try to find a soft edged one. So it's a soft mechanical, and I need to make it larger. Still a little bit on the small side. And just a little bit smaller than that. Right, so now I'm going to zoom into my flower head. A little bit smaller. A little bit smaller again. And there we have it. So when I rub out, you can see that the colour in the daffodil trumpet comes through. Obviously you can take a bit longer than me. You could actually make the rubber a little bit smaller, a little bit more accurate than I'm doing it now. I'm purely doing it just as an example to show you. And then if we zoom back out, we have our yellow and white daffodil punching out of a black and white photograph. So if you turn off the background image, you can actually see the area here, the silhouette that I have drawn out of the flower head. That can be screen grabbed and used as an example of drawing within your photography. Let's turn the background back on. I'm going to flatten the image to save it now. So I go to Layer, Flatten Image, then you see it becomes one photograph here. I could adjust just a basic finish on the levels. You don't absolutely have to do this, but just make the photograph look a little bit better. So drag that across to the right and left hand side, the light slider, and there you have your finished photograph. Now I go to File, as it's Photopea, I'm going to use the Export. So export as a JPEG, and the size looks absolutely fine, and save. And as before, that is saved into my downloads folder where you can find it later on. So that is how you do a colour pop photograph. Main thing with it is to get used to working with layers and experimenting with it as well. Thank you.